Andre Berto, a very athletic fighter with monster explosive punching power. Going into the fight against Guerrero, Berto was 28-1 with 22 KOs. He was a former two-time world welterweight champion of the world. Berto has very quick hands and agility. Against most fighters, he's able to score quickly from the outside, then move out of the range before his opponents has a chance to counter. A very durable fighter, which is a critical skill when you fight the way he does. What Berto is gifted with offensively, he lacks in defense. Not known to have the best defensive skill set, but he has the natural abilities to throw 100-mile-per-hour fastballs all night. Berto, willing to go on a hunt when he smells blood, often sit in the pockets and offers to trade. Sometimes a little too offensive-minded, he often goes in a little recklessly, which leaves openings for his opponents. Then along came the ghost. It is a bit funny now looking back at how Berto decided to go into this fight with the Philly shell defense. Showing the proper stance is one thing, but being effective with it is another. Although Berto showed some signs of being able to catch, dip, and use his hips correctly, you could clearly see that his feet was a little too slow to utilize the Philly shell properly. The first rule of engagement for Guerrero was, don't let Berto stay on the outside and pick his shots. You have to take away any distance and give him no space to work with. Guerrero made it clear early that he was going to maul Berto, giving him little space to work with to make this an ugly fight. As long as Guerrero could stay on top of Berto, he would give Berto no space to work with, thus turning this boxing match into a real street fight.
He tasted a strong right hand from Berto, neutralized it with some body shots, and came back with a straight left hand down the pipe, and Berto's holding on again.
Here you see Guerrero, the first left hand was blocked. The second he turned into a looping left hand and went right down the pipe. Smart move by Guerrero. He made the adjustment quicker than Berto did.
Berto 6 out of 33. A 10-8 round for Guerrero. You wonder what that does to the level of...
In the first two rounds, Guerrero made sure to make a point to set the tone at a heavy pace to break Berto mentally.
You don't want to go like this with your eye messed up.
Berto's right eye seems to be occluded at this point.
It's swollen like a thumb got in there.
It's closed. It probably did, Max, but you got to fight through that.
Yeah, Guerrero is bringing a real rugged, brawling, mauling, dirty kind of fight, and Berto's going to have to respond here.
He's going to have to find some way to deal with Guerrero's left hand.
When facing a fighter who is more athletically gifted than you, you take that trait away by taking away his space. When you take away his space, you don't allow him to set the tone by picking his shots on the outside and beat you to the punch every time. It is also very critical to take away the opponent's lead hand. By countering over the jab, you essentially disrupt the rhythm to follow over any kind of power shots.
No, that was the creep followed by the left uppercuts right there. That left uppercut hurt him. That uppercut really hurt him bad, and that one finished the job.
The golden rule of boxing. If any tactics or punches are working for you, you consistently use it until they figure out how to counter it or adjust to it.
All that often. Harold Letterman, how do you have it 2-3?
Look at you. 3-0.
25, Robert Guerrero. You gotta give him an extra point to rounds 1 and 2 for the knockdowns. He knocked him off his feet. He deserves that extra point. Round 3, Robert Guerrero crowded him, landed the better shots, mostly to the body. Interesting.
Late into the 4th round, Berto started to find small pockets to lane punches in, thus creating just enough space to get off whatever power shots he was able to get off.
Holding, a lot of wrestling, a lot of infighting. And interesting.
Mike Tyson tap with the right hook to the head, followed by a vicious uppercut underneath.
Frustrated by it, and it started to find an end.
Berto started to show small flashes of his high-powered offense, but by the time Berto gained any sort of ground, Guerrero quickly took it back.
Good body shot.
Berto really started to show his breaking point, as he was never truly able to get into rhythm offensively.
Guys shoulder to shoulder, head to head, trying to find punching room round after round. Good hard shot by Berto with the right hand.
Berto land this beautiful short overhand right there, right on the chin of the Ghost, and the Ghost seemed to take that very well, followed by a left hook. Then later in the round, this uppercut that's become a deadly weapon, this right uppercut by Berto, is constantly almost ripping the head off of Guerrero.
With the middle round swinging back and forth between both fighters, Guerrero was able to establish what he did early on in the fight, and that was taking away space and setting the tone to disrupt any offensive power that Berto had. In rounds 9 and 10, Berto was able to find small pockets to land punches. Although he was landing punches, he was never landing more than one punch at a time.
How is Guerrero standing up to those? He's hardly being affected.
That's exactly right.
And isn't it the nature of this kind of fight that by the time it's over?
The biggest takeaway from the fight was how Guerrero took away Berto's rhythm and never allowed him to truly set his feet. Although there were short moments where Berto was able to find small spaces to land punches, he never landed more than 1 or 2 punches at the time at most. By not allowing Berto to get off offensively, he was never able to set his feet and throw combinations. And when he did land, it was only 1 punch at a time.
Don't find 2 better conditioned fighters than these 2 are.
Yep, this is an issue of who is better at doing this, at fighting this kind of fight. So far, it looks to us like it's been Guerrero. And Berto has a minute 45 to change.
The goal! The best of these, although Berto closed the gap with some amazingly accurate punching in the second half of the very rarely. You land 50% of your power shots and lose, but of course, he was down in each of the first 2 rounds of the fight and was playing catch-up from that point. If there was a significant difference all the way through, it was that Guerrero got the jump on Berto with body punching and straight left hands early in the fight and created the advantage that he was able to maintain the rest of the way.